Today we're talking about an issue that I have with LEGO's new Endor diorama. So let's make like a leaf and get to the root of the problem. Hello all, I'm Josh, this is Josh Builds Stuff, and today we're sitting in front of a relatively blank slate because I want to talk about LEGO and displayability and how it's led to what I'm calling LEGO's diorama dilemma. To illustrate these issues, we'll be using the brand new LEGO Star Wars Outdoor Indoor Speeder Chase set. This set was just released in May 2023. It contains 608 pieces and costs $80. That wasn't a typo, I said $80. In reality today, we'll actually be talking about 1 1/3 of the new Indoor Speeder Chase sets, but more on that in a second. The completed version of the Indoor Speeder Chase set, well, it depicts a very well-known scene in Return of the Jedi where Luke and Leia chase after scout troopers and they're on speeder bikes, they're racing through the indoor forest. We all know and love the scene, and this is supposed to be a depiction of that scene. You can tell this is a LEGO diorama because it has that new black base and border, and it has a whole bunch of pieces in it which are completely unnecessary. What's the real problem I'm trying to point out here? Well, I think these Star Wars dioramas are overpriced along with most LEGO Star Wars sets these days, and I think that a few years ago LEGO would have given us just parts of this set, being the speeders and minifigures, for a fraction of the price of what we now have to pay to get the same thing, along with a bunch of extra stuff that we don't really want, hence the diorama version. Here's another disclaimer. Usually I'm a ships and vehicles kind of guy, and I don't really love these play sets because it's hard to, I don't know, feel like you're getting a lot of value out of that set besides the minifigures. Here's my conjecture, and let me know if you agree or not. I think a few years ago, LEGO would have given us these speeder bikes and these minifigures as a set by itself, and I think that set would have been about $20, at most $25. I did the math, and the speeder bikes in this set make up like 160, 170 pieces total of the 600 pieces in this set, which makes you think, what else are we paying for? What else is even in this set besides a couple of trees and a whole bunch of ferns and a black base and border as previously mentioned? And so what I'm saying is I think we're all paying about 4 times as much as we would have a few years ago for the same real substance in the LEGO set. I know speeder bikes by themselves aren't as displayable, it doesn't have a black border, it doesn't look as professional. Leave all those comments in the comments section below, because honestly I want to stir up some discussion here. I really like this juxtaposition of these two bunches of sets next to each other, the big completed diorama next to the, well, simple and somewhat pathetic looking speeder bikes, and yet I prefer one of these over the other. Spoiler, it's the simple looking speeder bikes, because they would have been cheaper. To further emphasize this example, obviously I had to buy 2 of this same set in order to make this illustration, and so what I have here are all of the parts that I don't want or find necessary. If LEGO wanted to sell me a big fern forest parts pack, well, they should have sold that separately. It sounds like I'm only saying negative things about this Indoor Speeder Chase set, and I'm only making points that support my own argument. Yeah, that's how arguments work. You tell me the counterpoints in the comments down below. But there is actually plenty I like about this diorama. The minifigures are great by themselves. I think these are some of the best speeder bikes that LEGO has ever given us, and I think as a completed diorama scene, sure, it looks nice on display in an 18-plus-year-old's household, but that doesn't excuse the excess price for the shortage of parts and pieces in this set that I actually wanted. But hey, maybe you're a lover of trees, maybe your uncle was an Ent, maybe you are Groot and you have a good reason why these extra trees really spruce up the set. As for me, I'm stumped. By now you might be thinking, Josh, you wasted $60 because you bought an $80 set and you only wanted $20 worth of the parts in that set. Well, nay, I wasted $160 on 2 of this set because I only wanted $40 worth of it. That doesn't make things any better. Why, Josh, you didn't need to buy a whole second indoor set. You could have spent that money on almost one whole other LEGO Star Wars set from this same wave. But I made this sacrifice for you. But I'm not one to point out problems without also offering potential solutions. I'm not Ryan or a Republican, so how do we make the value of this set more closely reflect its price? Well, the answer is simple. Ewoks. How do you give me an indoor set without also giving me Ewoks? Throw in about 6 to 8 Ewoks in this diorama, all of a sudden the value of this set feels like $80. Other than that, I don't know, fewer ferns in the set? Remember earlier when I said I was stumped? There's not a good, how do you make this set? How do you show this set to a spouse or significant other and say, I paid $80 for this set? And how do I say I got 2 of this set and it was actually $160? How do you tell your spouse that? That's not a rhetorical question. I need some advice. She's going to watch this video. I wish there was a set that had come out recently that would help me make my point a little more clear. Oh, Thank you, Cabinet. Excellent idea. Here we have the recently released Indiana Jones and Escape from the Lost Templar something set. This set is a comparable size, as you can see, and this set recently came out. It contains about 600 pieces, just like the Endor diorama, but this set, well, it only costs $40. Are we paying more for Star Wars just because of the Star Wars IP? Probably. Are we as adults being taken advantage of by LEGO because they know if they put any set in a black box and make it somewhat displayable, then us as adults will want it just because it slightly appeals to our nostalgia? Yes. Does this Indiana Jones set look as good as the Endor set on display? I don't know, that's up to you to decide. Depends how much you like trees. As for me, I'll take Anubises over trees any day. I don't think that's how the plural goes. Back to the cabinet with you. Thank you for your help. Speak for the trees. Bunch of Danny DeVito Lorax is going to be commenting on this video. I like the trees. Allow me to present what I'm calling the content argument. Everything in a LEGO set is the contents of that LEGO set, but not all of it is content. What do I mean? The content of a set is what draws you in, what you're really paying for. In this case, for me, it's the speeder bikes and minifigures. And I think there are plenty of LEGO sets which have content that we're paying for and filler. The TIE Bomber set that came out recently, this is the content of that set. The little torpedo transport vehicle, that's filler. That Obi-Wan vs. Darth Vader set, it's a bit of an extreme example. The entire set is filler except for the minifigures. Please give me a counterpoint on that one. Same with Star Wars battle packs. People are buying those just for the minifigures and no one cares about the little side builds. Prove me wrong. Show me a battle pack that contains 4 minifigures and costs $20 or $25 and show me that you can't sell the minifigures by themselves for the price of the entire set. That's how you know that the content of the set is the minifigures. Here's where things become disproportionate. In the Endor set, I can't separate the speeders and the minifigures out and sell those for $80 by themselves, though personally, that's what I paid $80 for. And why did I do that? Well, I'm bad with money. But also, LEGO didn't give me any other choice. I wanted Scout Troopers and new versions of Luke and Leia on Endor, even though they're poncho-less, and the only way for me to get those was, I guess I could go through a third-party seller or something, but that wouldn't have made this as dramatic. I had to buy the entire diorama, hence the diorama drama. Diorama dilemma. Oh, now I'm torn on the name. Let's go with dilemma. Now again, I'm more of a vehicle guy, and I know that environments and scenery can be content without a set, but that scenery has to be specific. Take the Emperor's Throne Room diorama, which came out at the same time as this Endor set. That is a very specific scene, and the scene would be very recognizable even if you took away the minifigures. Can you say the same about the forest here? The previous 3 dioramas, the Trench Run, Yoda's Hut, and the Trash Compactor, those, I guess, are also very recognizable environments, and the environment itself is the content of the set, but I guess also it's not. There's a lot of swamp and a lot of filler in the Yoda's Hut. So I guess you could make the same argument there. As I continue speaking, I find that this argument is not as strong as it could be. Maybe I should be the one leaving comments down below. Your argument's weak, old man. Please don't. That's derogatory. Leave like a constructive comment down below. What I'm saying is I think LEGO's taking advantage of this adult market. Granted, it's a very hot demographic. 35 is the new 25, if you know what I'm saying. But in the case of this Endor set, I think they took it a little too far. When really, all I want is more Scout Troopers and fewer sycamore trees. I don't know that these are sycamores, I just like that wordplay. Get rid of the trees. I'm basically that chainsaw guy from the new LEGO Friends set. Conservation be darned, I want lower prices. And I'm not saying that this black base and border and a pretty environment don't enhance this set. I think they just disproportionately increase the price of the set without equally increasing the value of the set. So I'll leave my argument at that, short and succinct. The only question left is, what the heck do I do with an extra Endor set? Ooh, Mega Endor? Now I gotta actually build a Mega Endor. Well, I actually went and built Mega Endor, twice the width of a regular Endor, now utilizing 3 speeder bikes instead of just the 2. One of the trees has even fallen down in this one. Isn't that fun? And you know what the most ironic part is? Well, now I actually really like this set because I got to take some creative liberties with it and I spent a lot of time with it, and now I'm kind of coming around on these whole diorama things. So moral of the story, if there's a set or a type of set you don't like, buy more than one of them and do something creative with it. Or just don't buy sets that you don't like. And speaking of, if you like this video, then be sure to like this video. Why don't you even subscribe while you're down there leaving some constructive comments. Now that I've built this Mega Endor, there's only one thing left to do. Mega Endor. I didn't actually buy 2 more of these. These are the empty boxes from the ones I've already bought. As always, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time.